normally they would build POTRICK' house. You should just make the crosshair come back, because it's starting to get clearly annoying with that game. The crosshair is gone. It seems a little harder. You over there with that ambience and you over here with the sound of nothing. That's what those scenario all at me like. And buddy videos wouldn't have any resources to use except for the boring basic ones. So that's totally what it would be like when buddies don't get to use any resources. Some things are starting to look buggy. He sits there and looks at his TV while goes after his. Oh yeah, and ew, because of course that one Earth's pack, the best one of them all, fixed the problem that there's no net or ambience. And of course with that one, it's totally like that. So I guess that's That's the kind of sacrifices we'll make when letting the noob enjoy his point light graphics. I guess we'll have to deal with it. The way the lave looks, it doesn't really have the signature, very Ertz-ish glowy look to it. probably shows a little more normal lighting, but it's light is so small. They're better seeable. I'm so comfortable with the roots. With the focus on this. Like we're just the vibes. Just a little something so that just hit that one pool that's foot that get repaired and restored. Those chunkers that got sloppy. The point lights have shadows that more point lights there are, the more blocky and slow the shadow gets. Pretty weird how things are randomly being kind of buggy. So it definitely does not take much brain cells to say, hey, we still have imagination to make them build whatever. We just need to just do it. A good saying, for lack of better words. I wish it's called a slogan. A good slogan, that is. That's looking good with point light. And ray tracing too. Both have their own charm. Usually your graphics are lacking. They're very much reference of how ugly it normally has to look with vibrant sunlight. Perhaps he should be there and then barely enable that one pack again, just see if the Weirden will be invisible. Although it just really makes no sense though why the Weirden would be invisible only in that kind of Minecraft effect pack. At least it can't be all that bad just to use it, even if the Weirden's invisible. Or just see what it's like once again, just to stick with that. This really shows how much frames drop. Who knows where the Weirden is? He's probably invisible still. He is like the cuddly hugs bear when only the cheese ate the sandwich. That's what that'd be like, because of course the Weirden's still invisible, which is just not worth it. At least there was that one HD-ish pack. So you better see it again. Things are being HD-ish. But it also looks like performance was kind of worse when looking at the water specifically. This seems to be good. And hey, he's not invisible, so that's an added bonus. If like the light quality is anything but anything higher than just low, it's kind of useless. It doesn't even physically look anything different. Suddenly now the frames is dropped down to the 30s for some reason. Well, it involved using NBT Studio to deal with the version of their world to then make it something compatible with the main version of the game. And then it worked just by doing that. That's all it took, of course. It's that simple, but if they can be safe. It's really great though that those are, well, just very good Earth decorations that just somehow work with it. Yeah, however it works, but it does. So of course almost everything from the cheese pack works with Earth. And also things like that would be very good for it too. But definitely the cheese pack would be a very great addition for Ert's packness. And of course it wasn't like that without the better Ert's, by the way. Just so has to be due to the cuboids, or well, they're probably not just blocks, they're just mobs, basically, any sort of way. And maybe, of course, since the better Earth allows the emissiveness of critters and such to be able to emit light, maybe that's how that works. Of course, better Earth is totally worth it if it allows, well, the Earth is just better in any way possible with it anyways. This way you don't have to ever update the game. Whatever a nice game bar video will look like right now. It's time to find out right now. Just how good game bar will handle it all. It's time to add fishes to his little pond. Yeah, that's some good fishes. Advanced fish AI. Help them navigate through his pond. This looks great, being very realistically HD-ish. It's up to imagination of how you can make it get to making something. just use Amulet to port all of that they've built so far into another world like that. Also a consideration would be is to know if it's just better to make a flat world, even though if any flat world it's not really got already land and things like that they can already get to work with a non-flat world. At the same time, the construction world would have been a better place to make things like, well, builds of pretty much anything that they build. That's its whole purpose anyways. Hopefully all that in OS 5 would be made into that world. So it would not just get abandoned forever. Besides, when they build the auto way, it makes it slightly feel harder to scale what they want to build in the right sizes. Because they'll always go way too overboard with places they build size-wise when they use the building add-on. So maybe manual building is just better all along. Actually, it just is. No doubt about that, it just is better. You see what that will look like when it's raining. Pools Bob came to say hi. No, Pools Bob is still there. It's like he died, but he's still there. So you can't kill Holes Bob. So it's time they put up a privacy fence so that he can't get into their property. The way that looks, plus the ground actually is all shiny. Even the wood's shiny, as if it's of course wet from being rainy. Hey, look, cardboard box, yay. But the idea that the sun is no longer visible over there, it's like real life. Both of them, it's gray. Hey, that looks like wood is all shiny. It's almost as if you can feel it. It would feel very smooth to the touch. It's so great till that actually gets to look as good as that. Good stuff right there, of course. So if they build a shelter, then that effect is, of course, not present on the wood, specifically there. Meanwhile, there it looks shiny as if it's soggy. Good detail. It's actually smart that way, making it look like it's all wet from the rain. Yay, the rain gets to have a glow up, so bees. That's just time to see what newbie Skadooby Newballs is up to. Even the noob's head looks shiny. You should come over there a bit. You should walk backwards slowly. It even affects them too. Almost looks like you can touch his head. It'll feel very wet. Box head. Boxes. Box. You can put your things in there and you'll probably not be able to get them out. Yes, just see this shit right there. What else? Also, the way it looks, how there's the blocks from that pack, like of course the glasses, and they are totally fully compatible with the Earth's graphics. Even those that were of a window, they are of course shiny where they can actually look through there. It's not just that they're there, so therefore they will just be simple and dull and not even be affected by Earth's ways. They actually are affected by it. It's almost like it really became affected by the Earth's. Yeah. The problem with lights is that they kind of go through that's a real time point. Hotel vibes right there. So we need to make them build the Wolf Lodge already. Whatever bricks would look like. Hey, look, now they actually have PBR effects, and that looks 3D. Maybe that actually finally did get the PBR treatment. So there, now the Earth sways in there, gets to make the bricks look really great and 3D-ish. You know, Java edition having parallax. That's the best thing. At least the game gets that. And it gets real ray tracing graphics. The idea of that sort of thing being in the cheese while it said slug buddy. It's also shiny. You can't argue with that. The idea that it's very perfectly smooth while it looks like real life ray tracing. It's all about that high FPS, ridiculously smooth. Looks free. No wonder that you lied out the like string. speaking of frame drops. Yeah, but the FPS is not 60, but it's up in the 50s. Now it reached 60, and no, it's not. So of course it's when looking at the water that makes the FPS go down. So they should have made something for water. But still, that totally looks pretty good. It's like there was two of those worlds. One of them having the skin of the Ice King as a statue and all that. And then there was that one with the theater place and all that built. There's two worlds, but if they both were in one world, it would just be very great. Like you. When others be compared to a lackey, it's an insult, but when they do it with you, it's a compliment. POV, we are in school, and others call me something like that. Then yay, compliment. As if only though there would be a pack like that would, well, not a pack, it's of course the better Earth, because that's responsible for all of that. If there was something that would make those rain puddle effects way more everywhere instead of just on random spots. Which, by the way, the idea that it's like that is exactly like the coffee version of the game, and there's of course rain puddles on the ground that look pretty great. It's exactly like that, with it just kind of being random instead of being everywhere. I was about to actually, it should see, first of all, the clip ended, the video ended. So at least the game bar will end its video, and when conditions change with the window situation, also if the window closes, the video will end. That's why it's kind of delish of using the game bar. So anyways, now I better see if the maintenance wrapped version has that rule. Keeping toothpaste and you don't after brushing. It's like eating poison. Hey, look. That says run like H bad word. Hey, look. They put the H bad word in my UCRFT. Of course, that world definitely was there somewhere. It was right there. I better remember that Etton's now going to be the proud owner of the main version of that world now. Maybe after Flip's can be given to it, so you can grab their builds and put them in where they want to. So maybe that world should be exported, and maybe Dungawa Land should use Amulet and deal with the world. Make all that get ported there. You should look at that ray tracing and then point lights. Yeah, it's both of them. Now they both get to show. Of course, normal graphics, and then there's both of them. They both look great. It smells, it feels, well, you sound, and then Del Sock. Hopefully my amulet skills aren't too rusty and crusty. Also, better not forget about that music from the game about the kid dealing with the X-Mass house. When it was also stealable as for the X-Mass birdies. That needs to be used as X-Mass buddies and their crew are back again. Lots of jelly. Del Sock. We own Del Sock. No. Now it's time to use some amulet. There's a reason why it's called Del Sock. So most of the letters D, E, L mean something. We both did that. Norton is making sure network things are doing just fine. It's almost as if that, the way that looks, would be vibing with those blank house vibes. All there's that noise. Of course, now it wants to get the new version of amulet. We don't really want to do that right now. Add a successor to Del Sock. It's Del Socks. Just keep it as Del Sock, just as it's meant to say. So I'm open another world. We need to specifically specify preview. That's totally it. It's time to find Del Sock. Maybe that's it. Yep, that's to Del Sock. The most sounds like sim language. Sure would be great if Carl Johnson's house would be there. Look at that, lookies. Oh, they could always use the world edit add-on to move things more specifically where they should go. All that really matters is to just kind of grab that and port it to that one world. It's a rock bed port of a job version world. And maybe knowing the place, you should see it now and see if there's his place. I think amulet still works. So it's kind of thick looking, that makes things like, of course, the barrier look like a full block, as if it was like that instead of just being a sprite thingy. But then, very silly, all of making that. And we had to watch the show about the dog building things. Speaking of the dog, the idea that he has his own spin-off show where it's just him and some other villainous dogs. So if there was a story about all the dogs, well now there needs to be one more specifically for him. At least that world really soon will expand and it needs to have all the builds. Perhaps we will put it right there. There it is. Of course it's near there where there's his place, so it should be that. Yeah, goody, of course there it is. It's his place now. Hooray. You know what time it is then. Spooky Carl Johnson's house. Spookies. We all know that the competitor version is perfect and all, but this spooky, all the vibes over the phone game with it, having it sounding like that. There's something very, very spooky about that. The light in it. A very lively looking place with those shader graphics. Yeah, it's quite good. That's what we are chatting about. Of course, others already building places, including Carl Johnson's house. Surely it can't get much better than that. That looks kind of different than what I remember his room looking like. Maybe it's the same. Who knows? I don't, because I don't play that game. Well, of course, there's supposed to be just a smaller room with a bed and a window, but of course it's kind of bigger than just that. Anyways, it's supposed to be true to the actual outside place. Instead, that should be moved away from all of that. Maybe that could be a perfect place to make it all go. Or make sure it's friendly for Stevie's place. That should be. So maybe that's where the place should be pasted. And now it'll be migrated to be there. Yeah, so it's also close that. Let's see how it is incorporated. much of that place it really is. Well, of course, that's all just very much perfectly migrated to that world. Even the cages are still doing what they do best. It totally just does look different from how it looked before. Of course, the grass has a PBR effect on it. And that water looked very nice. It's almost as if we need to swim in it because of how it's very natural. It's very dirty. It's probably germy and it's very swim inside-ofable. You will do it all. We're happy. Well, now it's time to delete Dell's sock. We don't need it anymore. It's time to say goodbye to very legendary Dell sock. We didn't call it that for nothing. Of course, the point lights need to be there. We always need to turn on those point lights when we're playing Preview Edition. It's really weird. Of course, when I'm trying to go to that world, it says server not found. It's really weird. Next up, it's time to get to Realms Plus again, so that the OS5 can finally give it those worlds. They make those visual bugs sometimes. It looks pretty weird and pixely, which by the way is exactly like Java Edition what it did. But point lights are very forgiving when they make quite the difference. Especially while he's in there all alone hearing them was. It's too bad it's really hard to hear it. It's very much meant to be quiet. Spooky. So he's out before a bad dream scenario happens. Oh, and of course, when it came to Carl Johnson's house, the graphics looked very simple. A totally 0%, very advanced looking light, like, well, that looked very simple and spooky. You know, all the way the ambient sounds in the phone version of the game. Perhaps they don't need the extra land around. Actually, they definitely don't need that. You should very much enable point lights. I forgot, it's still locked behind an extra step. Blah. We should back the world up now. Just for safety's measures. For experiment things, it should only enable that one. Nothing else but that. It should be just fine as long as only that's enabled in that world.
It definitely won't change anything, but add new features to his point light graphics.
There are roars down there, but it looks very much vibey and sunny down there. Sunny side up cakes. Sunny sided bread cakes.
The light looks, VR looks, and then the metal being shiny. And then of course the point lights have quite a difference of this VR color light. And of course
Even if those have that weird sprite thingy on it, so it doesn't really matter.
baked car, Old Johnson. Fast car. Actually, it's fast gar. Having a little bit on to the tale that tells.
That plus the ray tracing graphics. A very HD looking bricks says the different stories.
Maybe he should know have the updated version of the HD pack and apply it and see if there's any difference.
Whoops, didn't need to leave. The competitor will write that pack exactly bit by bit somehow. Wirelessly. You know, the hard drive inside of it is very chunky-ishly doing what it does. Obviously the one in there would be doing the reading process, so the one in it is doing the writing process. The bed gets to be fancy too.
Looks pretty.
Ray tracing graphics. We all know what ray tracing looks like.
Looks good and it has perfect
So even if that came, they could be in the same game. If Coffee Edition. bed isn't occupied, otherwise we sleep in our own beds again. It's to me wouldn't be all that bad of a thing to deal with.
For the end, it might be, maybe. Haha. 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 Haha.
And not forget about the very thick concept that is making biomes inside of a flat world that normally shouldn't be there.
Whereas Tumsy was, they were innovated now with that.
Also, you need to know that it's not just that pack that existed, because in the same page where there's the Earth's version, there of course was the one that mentioned vibrant visuals.
Come get that one.
Whatever that would be like, since there's of course that pack specifically made for it. We so need to buy all that too. We'll be able to get that too.
The link to it. Just to see what's new. Of course, it'll support the new keyboards, maybe.
Back to work, their scat word. Without the word. Although what a scat word does.
You should too. You guys know for PBRs, essentially looks like it. Of course, there it is. Specifically for the shooter graphics. Whether it be the same as that, or it would be its own thing with better features.
Maybe you should look at that page.
What does it look like when it rainy? Foggy. However, the nighttime can look like.
So of course there is one that says realistic, vibrant visuals. Better find it. Oh, it's right there, of course.
So of course it looks like kind of Englishly with that. The keyboard don't make for the lights. And but then something like that does.
So of course it has to also buy a thing for that too. But there it is. It'd be good to at least be able to look at it. Unless there's pictures of it somewhere. There is. So there of course is the page showing it. So now we get to look at it. And it obviously looks great with the textures.
So hopefully it would be an improvement over just that. There was a very strong gust of wind. Cave sound.
Videos. There's Vidos in there.
It's the old Stinky's house.
4K video.
These pixelated reflections that are big.
Oh, so that was not that. That one is of it. Add loud.
You get us to somehow be able to chat to the maker of it and make it say what the difference is between the standalone pack and just the noise of it being in Earth's pack version. Because of course it would be what has the point lights and for keyboards and all that. Because with that pack, of course they must just be different because it's not meant for the point lights yet. It definitely looks worse than the shader packs with very glowy looking effect.
We will from now on be passionate about making them build. Some to quit being about them destruction forever.
That's lame. So it really must be because, of course, the candles don't have any colored light at all. We'll be able to say something about it, all that.
We want the place to be slightly bigger. And by slightly bigger, we mean way bigger.
So of course Rimmer does say there is a difference.
But of course it would be more tailored to the graphics of shaderness. Because of course it did mention color, toning, and all that good stuff, which of course the shader graphics only gets to make use of. But that pack is probably not actually made for that. It's probably only made for Ertz graphics. But surely it would definitely be better than just that. Just using that pack. Maybe there's, of course, basically free versions that can basically be trials, so it can kind of test it as to see if there is a noticeable difference. That's really nifty this whole time with the roller tool. They can, of course, create spacing, and now making it set to 1 would, of course, place that really perfectly on the center of there. The light version. There's that versus you, and if it has any difference with the Ertz version, then maybe the next day it should totally purchase it and then keep the link if it could do that. Although maybe if they actually do buy it, maybe they're supposed to actually own it forever. So of course now the image no longer looks Ertz-ish, but there's still the light array effect. That must be it, of course. We'll see what kind of difference it has compared to the Ertz version. Because it will basically trial. It even has cube map thingy. That will be a benefit of that.
it will look like when it's daytime. It looks like, well, daytime looks like daytime looks.
Like daytime.
Torch looks just different. Those are some real-time coins, which look good. It still looks like people would still make coins, some thingy McJiggles. Of course, we have looks like since that's basically trial version of the pack. It's a lower resolution. This does look like those look even brighter than the Urtk's version. Over them clouds will look like.
Perhaps it's time to use the handy dandy scaling tool thingy.
Clouds are on. If you don't see any clouds.
Oh. Lockle. Oh. Nostle. Lockle. Waml. Waml. Lockle. Polstle.
waiting for something with that. Of course, there's some things missing. So now what we'll do is that we can get to that. You stone guys in that. There's that light edition.
Surely I ain't getting away with that one.
Can't forget about the idea with vibrant visuals compared to the Earth's. Well, this change things like the color grading, which it will have with its version of the realism pack. So you should totally get it when available. Very specific. Of course, compared to the version made for the shader graphics, that's the current Hertz version of it. The sun was over there, but with that, it's of course up there. It looks like it's all default. But is the case that Chisory's version made specifically for the shader graphics had crazy
The idea of the fuzzy squirming around while sounding light.
Of course, that's the Earth's version, so we know how the things like the swords just look like that. But the vibrant visuals version will now have those look different. And some things like the cloud will also look different.
It's supposed to be kind of inspired by that one Amish place that we were going to when it comes to getting donuts and all that. The Ertz version of the pack later on Armor looked very plain and dog water. But then there was, of course, the shader graphics version that would look really shiny. All the way that looks. When the man super looked like that. Next most think about music goes to the volcano music. You was thinking about it too.
But which one?
The one about the innards of it.
Maybe the other version.
I got the last. Yeah, it looks.
so user could make its own. But getting that
model C, although that one, I'd have to also buy the other one. I suppose uses my Gmail Google users info.
a bot pig says, oh, something very high Google is for you. Cosplay that game, good to know. So the preview version is 1.entity1.100, but the normal version is 1.entity1.93.
Wonderful. Wonderful. Ooh.
Custom splash text.
Wonderful. Full. Wonderful. Wonderful.
Specific visuals pack has quite a difference compared to what Nerd's pack looks like.
Wonderful.
Because the Nerd's pack had to use default Vibrant visuals, but then a proper pack for it makes it look better than it normally does. They must build all the things.
There, now that's something.
First they'll mine, and then they'll craft, they'll mince raft hack.
Wonderful. Time to build the number. Wonderful.
Sharp shadows, hedgehogs.
There. Wonderful. Therefore, that's staying in that world too. Because it's the number wonderful. It should stay right there.
It's not going anywhere.
Because it's the number wonderful. Let's not see what in there looks like with ray tracing graphics. We already know what ray tracing looks like. Nothing new.
Looks
like real life, pretty much. We all know what ray tracing looks like. It's nothing at all special. Maybe it is. It is. Never knew Biskadoob is building there. Building empty house vibes. It's a work in progress. The final product will change in the free-to-play in-app purchase. Wild in that game, well, it obviously has that AI kid word voice. We need to hear the full thing of it. I'm seeing them as a movie, not that. No, we would at least be able to understand what it's all about. It does sound like the heroes come into play. It sounds like the vibes of jamming these things. That's another one that's really good. So yeah, just like the music that had the sounds of the word, and now that one had the sound of the kid word. Pain sound is heard. Look a little too bricky. Don't look that woodish. Oh, but then there was also another new one to hear. It's like this dedicated shader pack version. that sounds pretty music for once. There's 3 movie maps and stuff. Oh, that looks new. Oh, it looks like .down.wav. So that's what the keyboard of Redstone looks like now with that pack. You can easily pass that off as very 4K-ish looking graphics. That makes light now. This sounds like a good party. Thinking that they can loot musics. There's girly shit and all that. That has the right vibes to it. Almost looks like basket material. At least there is the version of that very same pack for the shader graphics. Mermaid. It's time to remember how to do it, all it was pretty simple. It doesn't take much. Physics based reviews. It looks like now the web makes shadows with point lights before it did not. And now it does. And all the music that has the AI kid word voice in it. They're simple. That's totally all it takes to make that. It's pretty simple to build. So when the music is done, then it'll go into there, which will make it go into there, and then that senses it going into there, so then that'll make it activate, making it to be pushed up into there. Then it'll go back into the jack box and repeat. Definitely seems like a very simple thing, just to make looping music. Definitely never thought those would make some very great looking light sources other than something like that all day every day. Like that looks. That's kind of genius, all the idea of an AI killing your voice. Once you let the rays cook, you know that. Totally no way it was normally like that. It's just so very shiny now. Aquatic-ish rocks for materials. That sure gives those kind of vibes. If there was a very water-looking place with those, you can almost feel the wet, stony rocks on your toes. Just time to incorporate that somewhere somehow, because that looks kind of great. It looks so shiny, it's so sneeze-atable. we also need to know what the other blocks look like too. Looks equally as shiny and great looking as those did. Of course they all just look really great. Definitely that's starting to really spark in the concept of making them build things that look like great. Have to stumble with that sun in because of the way that looks. This is kind of an advantage to not cutting corners when they build things. They're going to keep things looking a bit neater. not forget about that. You can almost feel the rocks being kind of hot to the touch. Looks like the speaker just turned off. Although it does show its battery indicators low. Your speakers should just go back later. It's powered for once, although hopefully the stream's twice on. That actually got like right past it. This really does look like you can touch those rocks and feel them. They'll be very smooth. That sunset time of day. No, the sun is over there. So that structure needs to move to where it can, of course, catch some sun rays. If it's there, it would maybe catch the sun. Very good. for once, let's see what it looks like without upscaling on. The way that seems, though, how performance is that bad. Unlike that old desktop GPU, its performance was really perfect. It's time to catch the sunlight now. It's kind of not really the best being there. So we will instantly bring it back to there. without any windows. Definitely the Earth sure brings out the sunlight and makes it really feel like it would be warm to feel it. Whatever, all that window, but with that really brilliant and great mini LED screen, as bright as the you just need to take a look-see look at what the phone is here screen. Let's see a good view of all that. Maybe that's a good view. Just that being just 500-ish nits of a brightness compared to the phone. That competitor that you all will get to with its videos being able to be that bright. Definitely, if I were you, then I would, of course, always make it as bright as it can be, because you can get all the idea of mini LED being able to be very bright. it's all about. Hey look, the competitor can actually turn on vibrant visuals without having to restart it. Or well, restart the world, that matter. You see it with everything turned all the way up. The very saw there being no point lights for this. No, that's point light. Point light looks so fantastic. Definitely ray tracing would not look like that. FPS point light graphics right there. I can definitely start to see why those point lights are such a big deal. So, well, just the way it seems. Of course, it's just better than the normal graphics. It looks all bright and shiny. And of course, there's real-time shadows. Like the cheese, I will embrace the point light. That's not that I'm the liker of it, but like what the cheese said about embracing the ball, I will embrace the point light. It's being very sharp. His canine just got murdered. And there's the airlines, there's kind of graphics right there. Called up